20th.
20. Today is the 20th.
All right, let's call the meeting, the Emergency Board of County Commission meeting for April 20th, 2017 at 4 o'clock. Again, to the public, this is an emergency county commission meeting based on brush fires. I will turn the meeting over to Chief Quinn Romay right now. Chief Romay, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all coming out and hearing us. This is a team effort between us and the state forestry. We've been having meetings ongoing since February with forestry, all the players, the U.S. Forest Service, us, the Water Management, the Park Service. There's dozens of us, and that have been meeting, working on this very issue in anticipation of having to do a burn ban, having to declare a state of emergency. What we're seeing now in the field is conditions that we have not seen since in my opinion, early 1998, when we were having the fires, which were in, late May, June, July, August, and on. This is not the time we should be seeing the fire conditions we're seeing, this time of year. We just had a hurricane in October, but as I was speaking with Mr. Pickens earlier this week, the dry conditions that are out there are, like I said, 1998 type conditions. We're having fires, we're having conditions where it's difficult for us to get ahead of it. And I think it takes time to get the burn ban out and the information out. And I think we're being prudent today in doing this, in the fact that we want to get the message out, so at least that portion of the type fires we're not having to chase. Somebody, carelessly letting a fire go, or having a campfire, or having some land clearing fire that's gets away from them because they just don't realize the condition and we're not able to catch it. So, you have anything?
No, that's one of the main reasons.
State your name for the.
Jason Fauché, Forest Area Supervisor, Putnam County, Florida Forest Service. The main reason me and Mr. Quinn been talking is if we can go into a burn ban, these small fires, people burning their leaves in their yard, whatever, we'll quit chasing them so much and using all our resources on them, and just kind of sitting back anticipating for the bigger fires when we do have an arson or accidental set or whatever, so that can, we only got so many crews, so many firefighters in the county, so it's to help us when we do get a fire going to get all our resources at one spot at one time instead of being strung out all over the county. So this here could help us tremendously.
Now, does this pertain to commercial purposes of burn also?
Yes.
Okay, it does. Okay. Because I know we got some road building going on out in the west end, and they're piling up their limbs and stuff for anticipation of burning. This is going to stop that also?
Yes, sir. I would want it to stop that also.
All right. Let me ask you one more that I heard today. What about burning in a burn barrel or contained apparatus?
Yes, I don't want any of that being burned.
You don't want any burning going on?
Charcoal grill, you can grill out in a man-made containerized for that purpose only. As far as burning any kind of materials in burn ban or barrel or anything, they can still spread, spot out, and then have another fire.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. The other day I built a little fire down by the lake, and that thing burnt for 2 days solid. I mean, I've never seen it burn like it did. It just burnt and burnt and burnt. The wood did. So usually it burns right out, but for that one it didn't.
We've got, and just for the record, we've got fires going that started back in early February that we're still working, and we've got crews on,
Wow.
with them. We're just trying to keep them where they're at. We cannot put it out.
Okay.
It's so dry. Also, Jason mentioned arson. I want to publicly commend the Sheriff's Office for all of their hard work over the last couple of years with us, in making a dent in that. But arson is one of the bigger concerns we have also. If you don't have somebody mistakenly or accidentally setting a fire, something else caused the fire. And, arson is a problem. Arson has been a problem. And, the Sheriff's Office due diligence in helping has been truly a blessing in keeping us safe also. So it's a team effort, and they've been in the meetings also.
Thank you.
I did provide, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just wanting to reiterate, basically, you can have a barbecue grill That's it.
That's pretty much it.
No burn barrels, no small pile, no anything burning. I did have a question. Actually, I got this letter about the lady that's is complaining about over at Hogwaller. Those vehicles, are those required to have spark arresters? Is that something we're going to try to enforce, or is that something we even need to worry about?
The spark arresters, I spoke with her this morning, and I would say Mr. Manning and Brian, with the building department and all, there would have to be some additional legislative ordinances, things
Okay,
like
so
that.
that wouldn't have anything to
enact
do with
that.
this.
There's nothing that I know of we have the ability to require four-wheelers and other manufactured type off-road things to have spark arresters. That would be
Okay.
a question.
Well, I noticed that one of the things in here was catalytic converter, so you just want to make sure people are aware that the catalytic converter does get very hot. They pull over on the dry grass. Right. So basically, barbecue grill, and that's it.
Everything we have in that, the declaration are things that we've had fire starts from in the past. So we're, obviously you can't capture everything, but, some of the bigger items, we've certainly tried to address that so that people understand. We're not looking for people with catalytic converters and saying, oh, what are you doing? But
Just be
it's
cautious.
an awareness thing, certainly.
Right.
Yeah, well, I know that yesterday, oddly, my wife works in East Palaca. She said that there was a major it was a big storm came through there, blew through there in a hurry, which brings the lightning and
We're anticipating
yeah.
some weather this weekend also, probably
Yeah.
into Sunday, Monday, so we'll see what kind of precipitation we get out of it and
hope for the rain and no lightning.
not the lightning.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because where we're at right now with the dry conditions, Sunday's rain, if it rained all day, is not going to get us out of the situation we're in. We're talking afternoon thunderstorms or a steady pattern of rain coming up to help start alleviate that, which are the two documents that I gave you. This is
Yes.
the long-term forecast from the Florida Forest Service meteorologist, and then the fuel and behavior advisory this is from the U.S. Forest Service for Florida. Just kind of gives you some ideas of what, how bad is bad, if you will. And part of the conversation we had earlier with the U.S. Forest Service, their drought index, they're seeing swamps that usually should have chest-deep water with nothing in it. So as I said, all the players have been at the table since, early this year, and we feel that this is the most prudent thing to do right now in making sure that we try to keep our citizens safe.
I agree.
Yeah, I can say I have a creek that runs through my property that generally is about not even a foot deep. It's now about 1 inch deep.
Yes.
Commissioner Pickens?
Yeah, you said it'll also stop the commercial burning?
Yes, sir.
Are there do you issue like active permits that would take, say, a few weeks to get all of the debris burned that you'll have to stop that? Stop somebody from in the middle of their project?
Yes, sir. Once we go day by day which I take on officer in charge for my district, which is 5 counties I take over starting tonight. So I'll issue from Levy County to the Gulf Coast to here. My call tonight is no burning for any of them counties. So that's no permits, for nothing, commercial, agriculture, silviculture, anything. There'll be no burning.
And y'all have not issued anything?
We've not issued any burns for probably about 2 weeks straight now also.
Okay.
And looks like we're gonna continue that pattern.
All right. What methods will you use, Quinn, to get the information out to the general public and, to businesses and stuff?
We have a partnership, Luty Bonds with the Florida Forest Service, our PIO folks with emergency services. We've already reached out to the sheriff's office. We've got the school board helping us with their media group. We've already got a planned media blitz, if you will. Allison has been very helpful. She's been to a couple of our meetings already, just to make sure that they're, know what we're doing and how we're doing it. And plus, we're going to put out the variable message boards at different intersections. We've already had a lot of conversation with some of the local businesses that have the message boards on their signs. We're gonna ask them to help us out. So we also have a flyer going out to the school, all the kids. They'll be taking that home either tomorrow or Monday, and notifying everybody that way. And we also have the reverse 911 system where we can do additional notifications. So we have a big media push coming up.
Good, thank you. This is about saving lives
Absolutely.
and saving property, and more importantly, lives of firefighters in Putnam County and surrounding areas. So thank you, gentlemen, very much for this. I guess we're going to now, is there any questions from the audience and public input?
May I
I
ask?
do have one more question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What kind, and you may have mentioned, what kind of rainfall and a period of time before you could lift this? Do you have a scenario where you could say if we've got 6 inches in a month period, or is it hard to say?
Based on the weather forecast and in speaking with the National Weather Service forecasters in Jacksonville, along with the Florida Forest Service meteorologists, I don't think we're gonna be in a position to be able to lift this for quite some time. They're not predicting any measurable rain until, through June. So, and like Jason said, what really concerns us if we have a small little front come through, like the one this weekend, and we get a lot of lightning and no rain. Now we've got hundreds of different fires going, and if we can eliminate one type of fire potential start, and manage our resources, because we're all limited on the different resources we have. So we have to try to put different packages together, and Jason and I have already been working on a couple of different things of fire departments and tractors and strike teams and things like that. So
I have one more question. Thank you. What if you already have everything piled up? I had a lady today tell me she's got a big pile already, and she was going to go home and try to burn it prior to 4 o'clock, which she was just teasing me on. But what if you got it piled up now? What's the safest way to manage that pile? Is it to unpile it? Is it to? It is to unpile it.
I would unpile it and put it out by the road and let
Okay.
the Waste Pro or the
Okay.
folks come pick it up. That would be my suggestion. Secondly, take it to one of the landfills to be able to dispose of it that way, or just wait, and make sure that because the worst thing you can have happen is you want to go out and try to eliminate that pile of whatever it is, and it gets away from you. Now you are not only responsible for that fire, but anything else, that's a consequence of that fire. So you could be civil litigation, a lot of different things going on.
So what should the general public do if they see or smell smoke and fire?
If you see a fire, certainly give 911 a call, and we're going to send somebody out to do that. If you see smoke in the areas that we already have, we know we've got fires. We know those areas. We've got folks patrolling those areas, such as Bellamy Road, 315 North, the county line fire. We know where we've got fires now. So just seeing smoke, not necessarily, but if you see a column of smoke that's abnormal, hadn't been there, or if you do have an occasion to see a fire, certainly report it.
Call 911 and report it.
Call 911, yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I do have a question.
Yes, sir, Commissioner.
And you said you were going to send out media letting people know not to burn. Are you also going to put on there that they can take their bundles and put them on the side of put them out there where the trash goes? I know that they'll take up to 4 inches, any limb up to 4 inches, they'll come by and pick it up if it's stacked out there. And that's what I would suggest everybody, that they just put it out there, they'll pick it up, or like you said, they can take a load to the landfill on their own.
And for the public's knowledge, we allow so much a year to go from a resident's place, so many tons a year of trash without any charge being done out there. So people could take stuff out there to the landfill with no charge if they haven't already went over their allotted tonnage for that year. I can't remember the exact tonnage, but
I don't remember, but important to know that's residents, not businesses.
Right, residents, I'm sorry, you're right. All right, thank you.
If I might, another thing to point out is I think they'll pick up yard clippings that are put in bags and on the curb as well.
Yes.
And that's another important, you wouldn't think that green grass would start on fire, but I've personally seen piles of long clippings spontaneously combust. It does happen, so.
Wow. Well, the citizens need to be diligent and look for opportunities not to burn our beautiful county down. And we need to be very diligent in this matter. So thank you very much. Any other questions, Commissioner? Okay, we have 2 items in front of us. One, a proclamation declaring local state of emergency for Putnam County Board of County Commissioners. We just need a motion.
Yes, sir. Separate motion for each, please.
All right.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we accept this proclamation.
All right, we have a proper motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a proper second by Commissioner Pickens. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. The ayes have it. The next item would be Putnam County Emergency Order Number 2017, emergency order regarding open burning during the forest and brush fire declared emergency. Commissioners, the chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
We have a proper motion by Commissioner Pickens,
I'll second.
proper second by Commissioner Goddard. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Yes,
Just one follow-up, and it may be a Stacy Manning question. As far as, this is good for 7 days. As we move along, we'll have to get the chair's signature, or what would the process be for reissue or continuing this down the line?
The chair can sign for the renewals, for the 7-day renewals. The administrator can as well, but the hierarchy would be if the chair is available, he would sign.
I'll be available. This is important to the county.
Yes, sir.
So we'll make sure it's signed, and whenever you need me to, you just give me a call.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for all your hard work, and we'll be praying for lots of rain to come this way, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
All right, is there any other matters that need to come before the board? Seeing none, this meeting's adjourned.